The dark side about self-love and choosing yourself and setting boundaries is that nobody sees the self-regulation behind the scenes. Nobody sees the grieving, the processing that you go through behind the scenes. Nobody knows what you're struggling with because you're not reacting like you were before. You're not sending that text or making that call or posting on social media like it is, your therapeutic vent board. Like, you're not doing that anymore. You are self-emotional regulating and you are holding fast to your boundaries. But grief and having self-love and boundaries, they can exist at the same time. You can love yourself and choose yourself and also simultaneously feel lonely because of how quiet it's gotten since you set those boundaries, because the relationships that you had prior, they filled that space. And ever since you set those boundaries, those relationships aren't there, and so it can feel lonely. And you can grieve the good parts about those old dynamics. But here's the truth. You didn't make a mistake, and it was not wrong for you to choose yourself. You did the right thing by choosing yourself. And even though it stings to know that you've lost things, situations, people that you once shared history with that are or were important to you, does not mean that you made a mistake. It means that you outgrew those people or situations. But you're allowed to grieve that loss. I feel like all we ever see is the glamorized version of yourself and have boundaries and choose yourself. Absolutely, yes. But there is a loneliness and a grief that comes with that in the initial stages. And people may think that you're cold and you're heartless and you don't care, and you may not get a chance to even set the record straight because there is no over-explaining. And you can't control the narrative. And so sitting with those emotions and letting them pass through you, there's empowerment in that. You process the emotions more quickly because you're sitting with them, you're allowing them to flow, you're observing them and feeling them deeply, you're present with it, and you're not acting. The old you would have been like, oh, I'm going to text them. Oh, I'm going to post this. Oh, I'm going to make this call. Oh, I'm going to take this action. But the new version of you that loves herself, that self-regulates, that has strong boundaries, that doesn't allow triggers and her emotions to control her, that makes emotionally intelligent, intentional actions, that version of you is what is growing stronger. So the more that you say no and you stick to those boundaries, you allow yourself to feel, you don't repress it, but you also don't try to fix it. You don't try to emotionally manage or fix situations. You don't try to control the narrative. You let yourself be the villain in someone else's story. You let people not know what's going on and think what they want and create their own narrative or version of what happened. You let yourself feel and miss old dynamics part of the journey. Let yourself grieve and let yourself love yourself.